The most important thing you can do as you age is what we're going to talk about today. For those of you that have been around me for a little while, the surprise is not going to happen. You know what the answer is. It's exercise. It's really that simple. I don't care what your age is. I don't care where you consider yourself on the spectrum of as you age, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. The most important thing you can do for yourself, your loved ones, everyone around you is exercise. There is no other single act you can take that will improve the quality of your life. It's really that simple. I know it's a cliche, but I do think it's relevant. It truly is the miracle medicine. If there was a pill, the closest thing to a pill is exercise, okay? We don't need to study it anymore. We know the benefits. We need to figure out how to get people doing it more often. There's no doubt about it, and that's a lifestyle and a mental thing for a lot of people. It's not easy. I understand everyone comes from different places. Everyone needs different levels of support. Everyone's at a different point in their life. But the reality is, there's nothing more important that you can do for yourself than exercise. Listen to this next statement, okay? Exercise, when it comes to health conditions and disease, exercise is the single most important thing you can do to either help prevent health conditions and disease, help to manage them if you've had them, or help to cure yourself of them if you've already contracted that disease or that particular health condition. In many situations, exercise is more powerful than medicine, okay? I'm not suggesting that if you're taking medication, you should stop and just exercise, okay? But there are many conditions, diabetes, type 2 diabetes being one of them, where if we can just get people to exercise, obviously they need to change their diet as well. They're going to significantly reduce their need for meds, and many people can get off it. I've dealt with hundreds of people who've gotten off it. The number one killer in North America is cardiovascular disease. Exercise is the number one thing you can do to minimize your risk of cardiovascular disease. It's the number one killer, okay? I don't know where it ranks on the list because I didn't review the list of top reasons why people die, but cancer's up there as well. People who exercise have less risk of getting cancer, okay? If you've already got cancer, exercise will help you manage cancer. Depends where you're at in your treatments. Obviously, there's all kinds of different intensities and different diagnoses for cancer, but the research is very clear. There are literally cancer exercise specialist certifications in my world that people can take, which should tell you how important exercise is when it comes to preventing cancer, okay? So if you want to live, enjoy life, be around to enjoy the latter years, exercise is the answer, no doubt about it, okay? Let's break it down to a couple things in particular. I'm going to keep it simple. Obviously, I've got other videos that talk about how and what to do, and you'll see those in the coming weeks, okay? So when we talk about exercise, anything is better than nothing. So just going out for a walk, if you are not currently doing any exercise on a regular basis, exercise, one of the simplest things you can do is walk. Just go for a 20-minute walk. I don't care what the pace is, okay? Today I'm going to focus on optimal exercise, what everyone should be doing, not minimal exercise. I would consider a 20-minute leisurely walk like the minimum someone should be doing, but you can be doing a lot more than that, okay? So look at exercise as split up into two very specific things, strength training and cardiovascular exercise, okay? I want you to look at these in two different ways. Look at strength training as improving the quality of your life. If you're stronger, it will improve every day. It will just make the quality of your life. Everyday activities, what sometimes are referred to as activities of daily living. Strength training makes all of those things easier, okay? gives you more energy, will help you keep weight off, helps you lift things, helps you move, helps you prevent injuries. Okay, so think of strength training as improving the quality of your life. Think of cardiovascular exercise as adding years onto your life, so you'll be around longer. Yes, they both intermix, meaning cardiovascular exercise improves the quality of your daily activities and strength training can help you live longer. But I like to look at them in that way. I heard someone say that a long time ago and I wish I could give them credit, but quite honestly, I don't remember who said it. So cardiovascular exercise, look at mortality, how long you're gonna live. You wanna live longer, you need a strong heart, okay? You want to improve, you want each day to be productive, you wanna be able to enjoy it, you have to be strong, okay? Strong means you need to lift weights. I'm not gonna beat around the bush here, okay? Doing aqua fitness classes and things like that, yes, there's a place for that. Playing pickleball, yes, there's a place for that. But we need to do specific exercises to strengthen specific joints. And the reality is, strength training and cardiovascular exercise will help with all of those other activities, golf, pickleball, whatever you want to be doing, it's going to make those exercises more productive and decrease your risk of injury, getting injured, in pickleball in particular, okay? So you want to golf? Great, awesome, do it. Get stronger, you're going to be a better golfer. There's no doubt about it. I got hundreds of examples of it, okay? So strength training is lifting weights. Ideally, you should be doing that a few days a week. Anywhere from 2 to 4 days a week is great. When we're talking about exercise, has a general rule of thumb, the more you do, the better, okay? If you're just getting started, don't worry about overdoing it. People who aren't currently exercising often will say, well, I don't want to do too much. Okay, 3 days a week is a good place to start. Let's start there, okay? But the more exercise you do, the more benefits you get. So don't worry about doing too much exercise. If you're really worried about that, talk to a professional and they can give you some guidelines for that. But you need to lift weights. Being busy around the house, playing a sport is not strength training. And I'm not saying those things aren't important for you, but you actually need to lift weights, okay? So that's dumbbells, could be using exercise bands. There's certainly some exercises where using your body weight is a great way to strengthen your body. So just doing regular squats, right? And that for some people that might be sitting and standing from a chair. For some people it might be doing a push-up from a countertop. I don't care where you're doing it, that's your body weight, okay? And we can adjust angles and foot positions or hand positions to make those easier and harder, okay? So strength training is lifting weights. There's no two ways about it. One of the biggest problems that people run into as they age is they lose muscle. We will all lose muscle as we get older. The key is slowing down the aging process. And one of the most important things you can do to slow down the aging process is to lift weights, right? People who get older and lose muscle and aren't doing strength training are losing muscle at a much faster pace than others. And you see it, posture starts to suffer. They have back problems, knee problems, hip problems, shoulder problems, all kind of issues. When you don't have muscle, you are weak, period. If you don't have if you're not doing strength training, you're not strong, you're weak. If you are weak, you can't do stuff and you're much more likely to get injured, okay? We'll talk about, I've already talked about in other videos about the importance of learning how to fall. Well, one of the most important things with falling is I want you to be strong. We want to have that, think of muscle as that shield of armor that you've got. So if you fall, you're not going to hurt yourself maybe at all or as significantly as you would otherwise. My 83-year-old dad, he's listening right now, I guarantee you that, recently fell after a Tiger baseball game, walking out. Lots of changes in the sidewalks, and the reality is I was trying to get ahead of the crowd, and I think he was trying to keep up with me. He fell, went down to the ground. Everyone around him, we heard all the, he bounced right back up, got right back up. Besides his ego, he was fine. And the next day, he was fine as well because he's strong. He's doing his strength training. He's doing what he needs to do, okay? So you have to keep up your strength training, folks. There's just no two ways about it, and that is lifting weights, okay? And for most people, it's not lifting little dinky 1 and 2 pound weights. It's lifting weights that are challenging. We'll talk about that in another video. Cardiovascular exercise. Ideally, we're trying to get 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardiovascular exercise per week. That can be split up however you want. Generally, the research tells us 10-minute bouts is the minimum. But if you want to do 20 or 30 minutes at a time, great. But there's nothing wrong with doing 10 minutes of exercise. You get benefits from that. If you can't get in 20 to 30 minutes in one day, do 2 or 3 10-minute exercise sessions. There's a lot more benefits to moderate intensity cardio compared to light to leisurely cardio. But light to leisurely cardio, just go and bring your dog out for a walk, for most people, would be considered light to leisurely cardio. It's way better than sitting on your butt and not doing anything. But we want to get up to a brisk walk, just outside of our comfort zone. Okay, so if we've got light to leisurely here, moderate intensity is here, high intensity is up here. Most people don't need to work at a high intensity. It's just not necessary. Okay, now, as you improve your fitness, if you want to challenge yourself, that's great, but 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardiovascular exercise is what the guidelines are. That will decrease your risk tenfold from getting any sort of cardiovascular disease, okay? Most people aren't doing it. That's the reality. We know what people need to do. People aren't doing it. They get caught up in their busy lives. They get caught up with all these aches and pains, and sometimes what I'll call excuses. Anyone that says they don't have time, I'm sorry. That's a choice. You're choosing to put something else ahead of yourself and your health. And you're going to pay for it one day. That's just the reality. I see it all the time. People in their 60s and 70s that are just getting started. It's a hell of a lot harder. And I'll even say people in their 50s. It's a lot harder to get started the longer you wait because you're weaker. You're in worse shape. Everything is more difficult. So start now wherever you're at. I have started exercise programs with people in their 90s who have seen improvements. There's no expiry date on the benefits of exercise. And I've never met someone who is too hurt, too old, too out of shape to exercise. That person does not exist, okay? The benefits of exercise apply to everyone. There's no asterisk at the bottom that says, except for people who are this age or who have this lifestyle, whatever it is. It's never too late. There's no expiry date. You will get the benefits and you will feel amazing. Trust me. Exercise, when we exercise, it releases chemicals called endorphins that just make us feel better. In addition to doing more things throughout the day, having more energy, you're just going to feel great, okay? So the single most important thing you can do as you get older to take care of your health is exercise. Make it happen. If you don't know how to do it, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you.